Prime suspects, Malami trades words. The case of the invasion of the residence of Supreme Court Justice Mary Odili took another twist on Thursday when the prime suspect and the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, traded words. The prime suspect, Ajodo Lawrence, who was short of saying he and his cohorts were deployed by the AGF, nevertheless said he was a consultant to Malami. Ajodo, who claimed to be a chief superintendent of police, CSP, said this when he was paraded by the police in Abuja. But Malami quickly fired back, saying a quack could never be his consultant and that Ajodo was a drowning man. Daily Trust reports that the authorities of the Nigeria Police Force yesterday paraded those they called 14 fake police officers who invaded Justice Mary Odili's residence on October 29th. The fake officers were reportedly led by the self-acclaimed CSP Ajodo, who during the parade made a U-turn and said is not an officer of the force. They were paraded at the Force Criminal Investigation Department, Garki, Abuja, by the force spokesman, Frank Umba. Umba, a commissioner of police who described the suspects as imposters unknown to any of the nation's security forces, said they were drawn from different professional backgrounds, notably journalism, banking, and law enforcement. He called them loose cannons and document forgers who were on their own and not hired by any personnel of the Ministry of Justice. He said other suspects, including 2 military personnel, were currently at large. The first spokesman said all of them conspired to raid the residence of Odili following information that the Supreme Court Justice was keeping a large sum of money in foreign currencies. Justice Odili is the wife of Peter Odili, a former governor of Rivers State. Please don't forget to give us a like or a thumbs up if this is your first time. Thank you. In an interview with newsmen after they were paraded by the police, the purported fake CSP, Ajodo, said, "I am not an officer of the Nigeria Police, but a consultant for the AGF, Malami. He did not send us to raid Mrs. Odili's house." Responding to a question about his profession, Ajodo said, "Let me explain. There is a mandate of 18 accounts in Nigeria given to me. I am not from another country. This is my country. They gave me 29 accounts to recover. They did not give it to any chambers. I am the one they gave. Malami gave it to me, but this assignment, Odili's house raid, I went. Malami did not send me. I am a recovery consultant. I am not a lawyer. I am a consultant. We are 5 employed in that office." Shortly after the parade by police, AGF refuted the claim by Ajodo. In a statement by Mr. Omar Gwando, Malami described the said confession as an orchestrated attempt to stir unnecessary controversies and public apprehension. According to him, with all the competent high-level professionals and capable human resources available at the disposal of the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, it only takes the imagination of the evil minds to assume or think that the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice will descend so low to engaging a quack or fake police officer to serve as his consultant, the statement reads. This is a case of a drowning man scavenging for a dying partner. We are happy to note that investigation has commenced, unraveling the circumstances and personalities behind the evasion and sponsored campaign of calumny against the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice. We ask the suspect to present documents of engagements where he worked as a consultant to the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, whether in past or now. Consultant for what? Which activity or assignment? When was he engaged? What were the terms of references for the alleged consultancy service? When was he engaged? Where was he engaged? Which work has he executed for the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice? For what duration and for how much, he asked. This is another twist to the whole story. There was also a twist to the drama from one of the suspects, paraded by the police, who gave his name as Aliyu Umar Ibrahim. He told Commissioner Umba during interrogation that there was money in the house of Odele. I swore to an affidavit on October 13th. Let me explain what gave me the confidence to swear to an affidavit. I will introduce myself as a prayer warrior, introduced to a godson of Justice Peter Odele. When I was introduced to the house, I do some of my istihara, prayer of seeking counsel, and I discovered that the information that I was given from my prayer was real. It was when I finished my istihara that I went for an affidavit. I was directed to go through the procedure. That was when I went to the EFCC, meeting some interviewers and interrogators. When I was waiting for their call, they called me. They all assembled in the Ministry of Justice, and I asked Mr. Lawrence that I started my journey from the EFCC. Why did I see myself here? He answered me that EFCC is under the Ministry of Justice. He asked me for the affidavit and I gave him, and he told me that he is working in the office. When he asked me for the surveillance, I agreed that I would go for the surveillance, he said. Umba then asked me what he meant by surveillance, and Umar said, when we went in the Ministry of Justice, Lawrence asked me to go and show him the particular house for him to know how he can penetrate the house with his team member. And when he was asked which house he showed, he said, I showed him Justice Peter Odele's house. Please don't forget to give us a like or a thumbs up if this is the first time. Thank you. Daily Trust reports that many questions are begging for answers in order to get to the root of the matter. For instance, apart from the little the so-called whistleblower Umar said, it is still a mystery who directed the invaders to storm Odele's house. Even though those arrested were short of mentioning any name, it was learned from credible sources that two vehicles painted in military colors conveyed the operatives to the streets where the Odeles live. Some media houses got wind of what was about to happen and they went there, one of our sources said. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Bar Association NBA investigator, Mr. Monday Ubani, said they would get to the root of the siege by security operatives on the home of Justice Odele. But please don't forget to give us a like or a thumbs up, especially if this is the first time here. Thank you. Speaking during a telephone chat with Daily Trust correspondent, he said that the NBA was conducting an independent investigation into the matter. A civil society organization, Anti-Corruption Network, said it would resort to legal action to compel the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, to make public the outcome of his investigation into the raid on the residence of Justice Odele if it fails to do so. The Anti-Corruption Network said making the findings of the probe public was imperative to ensure transparency. The group's executive secretary, Senator Dino Milaye, while briefing newsmen in Abuja on Thursday, said that they would resort to legal action to compel the IGP to make everything public. But please don't forget to give us a like or a thumbs up, and please hit on the notification button for more authentic news. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.